Hello, everybody. Welcome. On the 7th, 8th December, we've got a full moon coming up at 16 degrees of Gemini. Special t-shirt to give you the kinds of energies that are at play during this time. So we're working with the new moon that we just had in Sagittarius to a full moon in its opposite sign of Gemini. So we're working with mutable energies, changeability, flexibility, adaptability. Gemini rules choice, duality. You may be looking at making certain decisions, certain choices that you've got. And which ones are you going to choose? The full moon brings things to a head. Find out where it falls in your chart. You can get a free chart from my website, yourastrologysigns.com. You'll also get a free report, but look for 16 degrees of Gemini and see which house, and look at the opposite house, the two houses that are likely to be activated. And this will show you areas in your life where you may really benefit from making some healthier choices. Let me go through what the main aspects. So the sun is in Sag, moon at the time of full moon is in the opposite sign, Gemini, and it's conjunct to Mars retrograde. And Mars is still going to be retrograde until the middle of January. So whenever the Mars and moon come together, sometimes there can be aggravated reactive emotions. The moon is the emotional self. Mars is action, is passion, let's get on with it. And if there's something in the way of your needs or your desires, then anger or impatience may flare up. Now we're looking here at Gemini energy. And with Mars retrograde, you may find yourself repeating things. I've had to repeat this video. Each time I do it, I'm not quite satisfied with it. So I'm going back into that Mars in Gemini energy. Have I covered all the things that I really want to communicate? So you may find, and it can be a little frustrating. It's like, oh, here we go again. Let's do it again. But it's an opportunity to really choose wisely how you use your words, how you communicate. Gemini has to do with learning, studying. You may come back to something that you were studying or you wanted to learn or you wanted to teach or you wanted to publish a book, writing. All these areas are all under the domain of Gemini. Now, what's important here is that Mercury is ruler of Gemini. Mercury is in Capricorn. And it is square to Jupiter in Pisces. Why is this a square? Because usually these are complementary energies. This is because the Mercury is at 1 degree of Capricorn and Jupiter is at 29 degrees of Pisces. So this is a square in similar signs. So what does this mean? Well, the first thing to say is that Mercury in Capricorn is asking you to look at, how do I use my time? Capricorn rules time. How do I organize myself? What are the practices that would serve me, that I want to reinstate into my life? Maybe eating better, maybe a meditation practice, maybe some yoga, maybe some journaling, maybe writing that book that you've been putting off, creating videos. What is it that would be really good use of your time? Because Mercury is going to be in Capricorn for 7 weeks. It will go retrograde in Capricorn on the 29th of December until the 18th of January. So this is the thinking in a practical way. How can I do things now that are useful, that are productive, that are valuable? And gradually we are moving into the Capricorn energy, which is about structure? How do you want to organize yourself? And doing something that feels productive, efficient, and useful. So these are all going to be energies that you'll be working with. What's really important is to keep your mind active and able to be flexible and to realize the power that your mind has. When you make up your mind really clearly that you're going to do something, I imagine that you just do it. You cut off all duality. You cut off these extreme polarization. And this is what we're seeing as well in the world. This square to Jupiter is this extreme imbalances. And you might want to look in your own life. Is there anything that's extremely out of balance that I need to bring back into balance? Maybe not overeating, not undereating. Yes, not going to extremes. This is an opportunity to reprogram your mind and to know that your answers generally are inside you. So the retrograde is taking you in. As Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. And I'm reminded of a story in Yogananda's autobiography of a yogi, where he talks about his guru, Sri Yukteswar, who went to his guru. He'd been ill for quite a while, and he got very thin. And he was worried about it. And he went to his guru, Lahiri Mahashai, and his guru said, yeah, you've thought yourself thin. He said, thought that was a very strange answer from his guru. And he said, well, I've been very sick. And his guru, Lahiri Mahashai, said to him, I think that by tomorrow you'll be feeling just fine. And to Sri Yukteswar's mind, it was, wow, this is probably a secret miracle healing I'm getting. And he woke up the next morning and he was full of energy and strength that he hadn't felt in weeks. Goes back to his guru, tells him how great he's feeling. And then his guru says, yes, you've talked yourself into being invigorated and well. He said, no, you did that. He said, well, maybe you're a bit frail still. And the next day he woke up feeling sick and ill. And he went back to his guru. And the guru said, yeah, you talked yourself into being sick and frail. So he showed him that it's the power of your thoughts that's creating the matter and your physical experience. So I'm not saying I've got this mastered in any way, shape, or form, but what are you telling yourself? And what can you tell yourself on a very practical level? Maybe you can create a positive affirmation for yourself about something that's not working in your life and really drum it into your subconscious. Maybe you can train the mind to do what you want it to do, rather than it being this crazy monster that just goes in all these different directions and scatters your energy. So this Mercury in Capricorn is a really big asset over these next 7 weeks. And it's a really good time to look at, because of the retrograde energies, we go into the new year, to go inside more deeply, to get your answers from within. It may be that an intuitive answer comes up that, yes, I need to see a doctor. Not saying that you cut that out, not at all, but ask within first before running off for external solutions. I'm reminded of a quote by the wonderful Dalai Lama, who said that if every 8-year-old in the world is taught meditation, we will eliminate violence within 1 generation. Imagine that. If we were taught to be able to go within, to relax, to be calm, to be centered, to find our own answers from an early age, violence would evaporate. So I leave you with those thoughts. So it's time to walk your talk, to do the things that you say you're going to do. That's Mercury in Capricorn. To be practical. So you might want to make a list if you've got a Virgo energy in your chart, or the earthy type of energy. Decide and make a list and really discipline yourself, because this is ruled by Saturn energy. Discipline yourself to do it, and you will get results. Remember to be playful, to skip, to play, to have fun. That's very much the Gemini touch. There's a lightness to it, so don't get too heavy with all of this. Keep it light, keep it playful, like a child. Gemini has got a very childlike energy. So remember that childlike energy within you, and maybe skip along the road sometimes. Why not? I skip along sometimes and people look at me as though I'm crazy, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, really doesn't matter. So allow yourself to be childish and let that playful instinct come out, because you know it really is catching. People do catch it from one another. And as Thich Nhat Hanh said, smiling is mouth yoga. So why don't we practice a little bit of mouth yoga to bring in this powerful full moon in Gemini. Much love to you. I'm looking forward to your comments and feedback. And also the things that you actually plan to do practically, and what you're going to reprogram your mind with that's really positive and valuable. Bye for now.